It's Mamta Banerjee today who has said that she means business when it comes to withdrawing support. Yes, that's right. Mamta Banerjee has withdrawn support from UPA too. That's the big breaking news you have at this hour. And with me here, Nalin Kohli of the BJP, also joining us from Mumbai. Prashant Nair, who will tell us how the markets are going to read this absolutely big development that has taken place. Nalin, your first reaction? Celebrating?
I don't know whether we should be looking at it as celebrations or not, but I think it's a big moment in the political scenario that we are riding. And I think we need to look at the big picture. And if I look at the big picture is that, and I'd like to make 3 or 4 substantive points, Shweta. One is, let's look at it from 1989 non-stop. You've either had minority or coalition governments. So coalition governments are here to stay. That's the first point. Second is, I think we are moving to a phase where consensus building is critical. And I think that was the success of the NDA. Even the smallest, in numerically smallest party has a say, has a weight, and they have to be taken on board. Number 3, I'd like to say, just taking this further, is that vis-a-vis Mamta Banerjee, she is not only one of the most important constituents of the UPA, she also happens to be importantly from the Congress fold, because she was in the Congress, broke away, she's been here, and her slogan
But Nalin, my
has
question
been
is, what do you do with an ally who is out to block just about every move of the government? This government has suffered from policy paralysis for the longest time. How do you deal with an ally like that? There has to be a time when the government has to say enough is enough, and that's perhaps what they have done, and which is why we've seen a very angry and belligerent Mamta Banerjee today saying they don't respect us, they have insulted us. It's perhaps both sides saying we stand by what we believe is right.
Well, I think the first point is, how do you deal with an ally? Probably the Congress should have come and taken some advice from the BJP. I think we dealt with every ally, including Mamta Banerjee. So that's the first point about dealing with the allies. The second point is about, stopping business. I think the question should be reverse. The question should not be asked of Mamta Banerjee, that why is she withdrawing support, but rather the Congress party, that why have they driven Mamta Banerjee or any other of the allies outside their fold? And in one line or a single word, it comes down to arrogance of power. I mean, if you are going to just be arrogant about everything, take every decision and say, now you are on board and you have no choice. It doesn't work like that. Whether it's the fuel hike, and she raised a very important point, Shweta. She said that, we've been asking for a coordination committee. Mr. Sharad Pawar was speaking the same language a few weeks ago. So I think, we are in a situation that you just can't blame it completely on her. It takes 2 to tango. And I think consensus building comes really on the government itself.
All right, consensus building clearly comes on the government. Our group editor, Barkha Dutt, now joins us on the phone line. Barkha, absolutely shocking developments. Most people had expected that the government will be able to convince Mamta Banerjee, but she's adamant she's withdrawing support.
Well, Shweta, in many ways, Mamta Banerjee has played a true to personality by being unpredictable, by surprising everybody, including the people around her, who had argued all this while and told NDTV that the formula that Mamta Banerjee would settle on would be basically to provide issue-based outside support. There was a reason for this. The reason was that Mamta Banerjee by herself cannot actually trigger an early election. She needs the support of the other 2 M's, which is Mulayam Singh Yadav as well as Mayawati, for there to be a midterm poll or an election earlier than scheduled in 2014. And on her own, West Bengal remains a state that will need economic help in the form of one package or the other from the center, which is why the assumption was that Mamta Banerjee, while pulling out ministers from the government, would continue to provide issue-based support. She also has a strong Muslim constituency in West Bengal, and political pundits felt she would not like to alienate those voters by seen to be going with a strategy that would help the BJP. But Mamta Banerjee, as you said, has surprised everybody, including people close to her, by snapping ties with the UPA entirely. Those efforts in the back channels by the Congress to prevail upon Mamta Banerjee have not worked. Now, this leads us to a next interesting question. Does Mamta Banerjee know something that we do not? Does Mamta Banerjee believe that there might yet be an early election? Has Mulayam Singh Yadav conveyed something to her as well? Ram Gopal Yadav's statement is extremely pertinent when he talks about the Congress not taking it for granted. Yet, the Congress sources telling us in the party doing their maths and arguing that as long as Mayawati comes to their rescue, the government will not fall. Now, the calculation thereby being that you need all 3 M's, Mulayam, Mayawati and Mamta Banerjee on the same side, and the Congress counting counting on the fact that Mayawati at least would not want an early election. So that's the picture as it's looking like right now. The government, of course, will not roll back on FDI in retail. There's no going back on that. The only thing they were willing to negotiate on was on LPG and the subsidy that had been lifted on that and the cap on LPG cylinders. But at the moment, the government and Congress will be looking towards Mayawati especially to save the day.
All right, Barkha, how likely is that option looking? How likely is it that Mayawati will actually save the day for UPA 2?
Well, one should, of course, note the fact that Mayawati has said on record that she too is opposed to FDI in multi-brand retail. So to that extent, all three regional satraps, Mayawati, Mulayam Singh Yadav, as well as Mamta Banerjee, have opposed multi-brand FDI in retail. However, if you look at what's happening in Uttar Pradesh carefully, Mayawati party did not perform well in the recent elections. She may calculate that Akhilesh Yadav's honeymoon period with the voter, though he came romping home on a big majority, could create a mood of anti-incumbency. He's already been battling a rising graph, for example, in crime. Mayawati's calculation may well be that it suits her to allow the Samajwadi Party and Akhilesh Yadav as Chief Minister to gather some more anti-incumbency sentiment before the BSP can exploit that mood. Right now may not be the time that she wants an election. So that is, I think, what the Congress is counting on, despite Mayawati's opposition to multi-brand retail.
But Barkha, a quick word on the fact that the UPA this time around was determined. They were also trying to send out a message to Mamta Banerjee that enough is enough. And it was also absolutely critical for the UPA to send out that message to foreign investors, to foreign media, to Indian corporates who've been very, very critical of the government when it comes to policy paralysis, that yes, the government means business, even if it means at the cost of losing critical allies like the Trinamool.
Absolutely. How long could Prime Minister Manmohan Singh blame the indecisiveness of the government onto recalcitrant allies? Mamta Banerjee in the past had managed to stall FDI in retail. Mamta Banerjee had managed to stall the creation of anti-terror body, the NCTC. It had reached a point where, in many ways, the Prime Minister, as he told the cabinet, had to either act or be ready to risk losing government, but at least change the narrative about the legacy of his government. And then you saw those slew of reforms pushed through within 24 to 48 hours, more in those 2 days than had been done in the entire 3 years. And I think somewhere the Congress has taken a decision that, as the Prime Minister told his cabinet, that if the government is going down, so be it. While Congress strategists continue to believe that the government will not be endangered, that in many ways there will not be an election or there will not be any immediate danger to the survival of the government as long as Mayawati is on board. What's crucial now to watch is how Mulayam Singh Yadav responds. You would remember that Mamta Banerjee and Mulayam Singh Yadav in the past had given the Congress some anxious moments when they suddenly suggested at a press conference that Prime Minister Manmohan Singh should be the candidate for president before Pranab Mukherjee's name was settled on. So both are known to have good equations, both are known to be in touch with each other. You could see the building of an initial third front here. It's important that Nitish Kumar has welcomed this development. Are you going to see a coming together or the beginning of a coming together of the non-Congress, non-BJP forces? That's also going to be interesting to watch. So in a sense, the pot is stirring already for 2014.
Right, 2014 or perhaps even earlier, Barkha, if we do head for midterm elections. Barkha, last question before we really wrap up. Do you think this strategy of the government to go ahead with those critical reforms has backfired badly, not only politically, but also with the voters at large? Because many of the decisions that they've tried to push through will be perhaps seen as unpopular decisions. Hiking diesel prices, capping LPG subsidy or bringing in FDI and retail aren't exactly popular decisions.
Well, Shweta, I think it had reached a point where the state of the economy compelled decisions that could no longer be populist. You know, as somebody whose expertise is in that, as to how dire things were looking. The finance minister, the new finance minister himself, telling journalists that the levels of inflation were unacceptable, realizing that a new growth impetus was needed, and for all of that, the fiscal deficit just had to be brought down. And one way was to reduce the level of subsidies. So that is why the government went ahead and took this decision, which is not a populist decision, to basically lift the price of diesel. LPG is the one issue where I think there is still some space for a political package where you might still see the government be ready to do a partial rollback. But I think in terms of the other decisions that have been taken, at least coming from a legacy of economic reforms by both the Prime Minister and the current Finance Minister, reforms that have been virtually buried in the last 3 years, it has become absolutely essential from an economic standpoint. And in many ways, it could also be argued that it was time for the government to call Mamata Banerjee's bluff, that she had essentially paralyzed the government's capacity to take a decision. So sooner or later, the Prime Minister would have had to call her bluff, even if it meant taking a risk for the survival of his own government.
And that's exactly what they seem to have done. And Mamata Banerjee today surprising everyone with her decision to withdraw support. Barkha Dutt, Group Editor, NDTV, many thanks for joining us and sharing your views.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for Retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.